Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today I'm going to have a really fun and interesting read. It's going to be about what kind of life are you going to experience when your soulmate arrives. A lot of you guys in this journey are really close to the threshold and you've already gotten a nice sort of glimpse about like what is coming your way. And you've undergone huge transitions, you've had unhappy, dejected, some melancholy moments, and now you're sort of turning this corner and you're getting this exquisite glance at this marvelous future with this person. It's amazing. It's delightful, humorous. It's really this rich, deep kind of connection. And a lot of you guys are mentioning in your dreamscapes what's happening, your envisionment process, all of this. Some of them it really is, and I've seen glimpses of this, are famous musicians, and you're having these ecstatic moments where you're just in stadiums. Some of you guys, you just up and start traveling. Your significant other, your soulmate, is a world traveler. You're packing your bags. You're overjoyed to be seeing place after place. Some of you guys just have this harmonious blend that lend to a peaceful, beautiful life where you're satisfied. Things slow down. You feel more calm and brave and confident in life. There's a whole spectrum of things coming your way. So I'm going to pull some cards to kind of see what is coming down the pike and like what their archetype is and what they bring out in you, all of that. If whatever information comes in, it's not going to be like a traditional, when, initials, all of that. It's going to be the blend of what you create for each other and like the flavor of the mix, how you guys augment together and go out and tackle the world really gracefully in a safe, relaxed environment because you have this person by your side and you feel like you can conquer anything. But for the most part, I was really feeling that a lot of these soulmates have this beautiful, rich king energy where they just feel self-assured. They're born into this kind of confidence. Let's do this place. A lot, not like an emperor where that can be hard won, like Napoleon. He wasn't born into that. He had to scrape and scratch, where a king is naturally placed there through their heritage and their lineage. So it's that thing that everything in life comes to them with ease because they kind of have that, almost to the manner born. Well, I'm due this, but of course I'm going to earn everything. And there's kind of like a grace and a regality and a complexity to them for a great many of you, because I feel like everybody's frequency and vibration is so high that the polish and elegance within these people coming is really substantial. So I'm going to, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody too. And tomorrow's Ian's birthday. And he came home with a surprise yesterday. He's like, oh, can we drive up the road? And I was like, yeah, what's going on? He's like, well, I got a new family vehicle, and it's a Volkswagen. It's not a Touareg, but it begins with a T and it's red and I love it. And it's got a big sunroof and it's really great. So he's so excited. He hasn't had a new car in like 16 years. And I'm so excited for him because he has this work van because he repairs and works on yachts and boats, and this thing, half the time, this van, it's like this big old Mercedes. It doesn't even heat up till he gets to work. So he'll commute like 20 minutes in the freezing. So I'm so excited for him. So let's all wish him a happy birthday. He's amazing. And he was so excited about this vehicle that I'm serious. He sat in the driveway tinkering with it because it's one of those things you don't even need a key to start it. It's really wild. He stayed out in the driveway for like a couple hours with it, and he just was reading the manuals. I thought that's so sweet. So I'm really excited for him. He's like, yay. So yeah, and he loves mechanics of things. So I'm excited for his birthday tomorrow, and I'll give you guys the skinny on Sunday's reading of like everything that we got up to. So yeah, I'm overjoyed for him. So okay, you guys, so we have 3 to choose from. We have Deer, which is about power. We have Lynx, which is about secrets. And we have the Snow Leopard, which is about the Watcher. And it's funny, I was really compelled to use some apples this morning because I had a whole big bowl sitting on the counter, and I was like, they just got me in a really good mood. I don't know what it is about fresh fruit in winter. It's like that rich promise of spring and warmth. And I was like, oh, I want some fruit in this read, people. Get this fruit out here. So let's really look into this and see what might be coming down the right away. When I see this, we're going to start with number 1, Dear Power. Right away, I feel like they empower you to have this beautiful self, confident clear-headed demeanor where you realize you have this reliable person that's with you. They're principled, they're organized, they're passionate. It helps you to step into your power because you're not distracted about all the little finite details that we need to do sometimes when we're alone. Just one sec. Need a little sip of coffee. When we have those components and we're like a single mother or on our own, it's like every single thing that we have to carry on our shoulders alone can feel burdensome, and it can feel like, oh my gosh, am I just figuring out things every day and, navigating for my children and doing this and that. And to have this loving, loyal individual near you is very empowering for you and makes you really seek out things that might have made you fearful in the past. Like now you are completely liberated. You're like, no, I'm going everywhere. I can do whatever I want. They're going to help you expect the best. They're going to provide interesting and phenomenal moments and like tremendous breakthroughs in your life where you're just like, I did not know I had that in me. But when you have the power of someone who loves you at your back, all of a sudden it's like the potential is absolutely limitless. So let's see what one of their archetype cards are. So we have Advocate. So a light attribute is they inspire you to put compassion into action. Now, one moment. Okay, it was so cold outside. My voice is like, ugh. So the Advocate, this is about somebody who is a defender, a legislator, a lobbyist, an environmentalist perhaps. But they embody like a lifelong devotion to championing the rights of others and a passion to transform social injustices. Can also be like a light working attributes where they always help you to reach the more spiritual agenda where you come from a calm heart space and headspace. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, Ian and my daughter India, who's 19, sometimes clash. She's very sensitive and he can be very logical. So when she's trying to explain an emotion and, he can sometimes say things like, I just, no, I can't kind of delve into that. I don't understand that. His big thing is let's get over it. And then all of a sudden she feels cut off. So they both just came in the room and I was like, what's going on? And I think it's really important that we let people talk through their feelings. We don't have to agree with them. We don't have to condemn them. We don't have to do anything, but we should always listen and be an advocate for thought and caring. And every once in a while we have to do that. Another thing that I feel is really a component in their life story is they're dedicated to inspiring the empowerment of groups or causes. I feel like most likely an environmentalist, like they're really against plastics. They're trying to reduce their carbon footprint and others around them, really into looking out for causes, domestic violence, things like that. And they'll kind of sweep you up in this beautiful thing because you've always had, a predilection towards trying to help others. But sometimes we need a companion to really get that boat moving, right? And I feel like that's going to be something that you're involved in and you're really proud. Now, the Wolverine card too is fierceness. Again, this is all about power and fierceness. I believe this individual does not back down. They're not aggressive, nor are they, combative, but there's a part of them where they just know, again, it's like to that man are born. It's like they know they have this power. They're probably an absolute wizard with words and a turn of phrase. In fact, they know how impactful it can be. So they tend to study what is going to be most effective. Like I heard this the other day and I thought this is very true. There's speakers and there's communicators. Now I feel like you could just have a speaker, say that somebody on an infomercial or somebody trying to sell you something they're reading from a script. Right away, if there's no inflection, all of that, there's no generosity, warmth, and excitement in their voice, they probably don't care what they're talking about. They're just trying to sell something. But a clear communicator, you'll hear all kinds of range in their voice. You'll hear natural rhythms. You'll hear humor. You'll hear their personality come through, because it comes from the heart. It comes from what they mean. It's not like a political read where they get up. There's no agenda. It's just to share. And a lot of advocates speak like this. Martin Luther King, for example, his Martin Luther King Day is coming up. Like the power and the force behind his communication and speaking is almost unparalleled. I mean, he moved a nation. It's incredible. And part of that is he was an advocate for his people. He absolutely believed the suppression and the injustice was like unfathomable at that time. And it's like you just get this fire in you, and it's like they have this fierceness, like Martin Luther King, like everybody get out of the way. I can't even believe this is happening in my community, so on and so forth. And it's going to be really striking and moving towards you. for you to be like, wow. Yeah, they don't put up with any cruelty or damaging type of attitudes out there in society. And again, it's like this fervor that they create, and it's really wonderful. So I'm going to quickly pull a couple of these. You guys like this. And I'm still looking for my box. It tells me what these are. I love these so much, but I don't. One sec. I dropped a couple. I don't know what the title is yet. I've got to go in my feed in my library and find out what they are. So feed your spirit. So this is something that they're also able to do for you in a really epic way, is feed your spirit, make you feel protected, make you feel enlightened, make you feel together, make you feel like life isn't such an ordeal, that things aren't shocking or terrible, or things aren't unreliable, or that they're always unstable. You feel the opposite, that things are convenient, coming your way, you know, that there is a trustworthy element to the way the universe and spirit works. Things will definitely come to your doorstep that help you. You know, you're certain this beautiful kind of authentic, lovely, compassionate life together. And this person is exceedingly competent in what they do too. So you're never wondering, oh, is that bill paid? Is this fixed or whatever? They definitely are a productive, amazing person. And I feel like this is also helping you in your stance to be able to, I feel like you're going to become highly influential too, because you're going to realize that there's so much magic and awesomeness in the world that you're going to step up and participate in this rich, deep life that imbues, you know, core life values, and you're going to have a sense of accomplishment like you never even perceived before. Oftentimes, you know, that companion can come in, it just lights our fire. We get our sense of direction. We feed our spirit the right way. We feel, you know, quality life approaching, and we just dive right in. And I'm loving that so much for you, group one. Yeah, it doesn't take much to inspire. I'll just read some articles and look at some pictures, and I'll be like, wow, you know, it's amazing. Yeah, feeding your spirit. I love that so much, group one. So that is you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below if you need a private read. If you want any information, it's under a month now. I'm going to Stonehenge, and I'm doing some special readings there. If you want to know about that, just email. I'm doing your personalized readings right with the stones in the background, your own crystal. You get the deck afterward. And I'm just like, the power and the ancient grounds is just going to be so electric. I'm so excited. I can't even just like delve right in right now, because I'm already there, and like I'm already having dreams. It's so crazy. So I'm so excited. So if you want any information on that, all my links are down below. Private reads, everything. Beautiful, beautiful life coming for you, group one. Now, number two is links, secrets. This is more, I feel like secrets are going to be revealed, and it's also saying that when your soul companion comes in, they're not a keeper of secrets. They're someone where they are completely honest. This is someone who lives a life of dignity, devotion to family. They're very ethical. They're stable. They have a good life vision, a lot of self-respect and self-reliance. And part of their beautiful attributes is the liberator. They're going to help you free yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. And as I've been talking over the last couple of days with Dr. Joe Dispenza and other people, you know, that we have this weird hardwired existence in our subconscious, that our body will sometimes just go on autopilot. We don't have to think about things, but also, unfortunately, we'll have knee-jerk reactions physically as well. Say we're walking to a boss's office, we don't like them, we get a tight chest, we already have a preconceived idea they're going to be hostile or dismissive, whatever. So we have to be conscious of that in each environment, to not let the environment get bigger, to let the environment be bigger than we are, or let the emotion be bigger, and be fully conscious and go, just because I felt a certain way before or I reacted a certain way before doesn't mean I have to do that anymore. That's a hardwired component. So let me be conscious and kind of get a software program that reintegrates a better reaction where it's natural for this moment. It's not a preconditioned response that I had that I always go into. You ever do that? You walk into work and all of a sudden you're doing the same 10 things. You open your desk drawer, you get this pen, you put it down, you get your coffee, you say the same things, you stop by the water cooler. You're like a robot. These are just simply hardwired program that you do, instead of like having your head up, notice different things. Who has like a great new perfume? What are people wearing? Comment on it. Be in the moment. Don't be in yesterday, the day before, and this just sort of robotic phrase. Really be up and say, hey, let me be aware. Today is a new day, a new way, that sort of thing. And I feel like when your soulmate comes in, they're going to help you with that in a huge way, because they help to liberate us from, inflicted tyranny of negative thought patterns. This happens all the time. Think about when you wake up. What's the first thing you think of usually? Oh my God, it's going to be cold outside. Oh, my clothes ironed, this, that. We go to a whole barrage of harassment on ourselves, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be freezing. This person's going to be an a-hole. This is going to happen, right? The animals won't have any food. We have to remember to slow down and think about what's excellent, right? Firstly, we woke up. And when your soulmate's by you, they're going to remind you. They're going to, have, I feel like a lot of them, I see a lot of Virgo energy, a lot of cleanliness, a lot of clever banter, sense of adventure. I feel like in a lot of things, they'll take the lead so you don't have to make all these decisions all the time. They're very knowledgeable. And again, they're going to help you think outside that box. It's like they're going to help you get away from poor nutrition, destructive relationships with friends, addictive behavior. They're going to really lift that mantle of negative thought from you and help you just break out of that. There'll be no more like sluggishness. You'll feel like this vitality returning and, trusting this innate wisdom that, you can always change. You can always change your attitude, right? We've done that. We've met somebody and right away we're like, oh, this person is going to be impossible. They're so attention seeking, so and so. And it was just one particular event. That's why I don't like to really make snap judgments, because people, places, and things change and they become, sometimes we mirror things, all these things happen. But with the help of your soulmate, you're going to really be liberated from that too. And ask whether you have a lifelong pattern of you helping free others too from injustice, adverse, feelings. Because sometimes I have to snap other people out of bad moods. I have some people that have repetitive patterns that aren't so helpful to themselves, mostly just anxiety and worry, and we help them work through that. Now, what I love about this is, they're gonna be a positive receptor for everything you have to say, and they're gonna help you grow. And you're determined too to not have these kind of patterns that just don't work for you. Now, I love this too, because it's saying, what do you love? They're going to help you really identify what life path purpose is really meant for you. They're going to notice, hey, you don't seem so happy when you go to work all the time, or when you after you hang out with this particular family member or friend. What is going on? You should be doing what you love, not hanging out with people out of obligation. Obligation is a prison. Obligation is something we feel like we have to do, and we should never feel like we have to do anything, because we're free thinking. We should be able to do whatever we like. Now, I love this because, again, from the get-go, they're going to help you learn to expect the best. And this is what's changing your, this is metacognition in between your consciousness and your subconscious, where you're just like, you're right aware in that moment right now, and you're utterly knowing what's going on, and you're perceiving the best possible outcome and future. And because of that, you kind of are rewiring your brain to go, okay, I'm going to look for all the optimism in life. I'm going to look for all the opportunity. I'm going to look for all the goodness in people. And that's what we see. If you guys heard some of my earlier videos, I talk about Albert Einstein always saying, if you see the world as a horrible, cruel place, you experience that. With the onset of everything and the war, and when he was alive, and the things that he saw, and he said, and if you see the deep love and caring and beauty in the world, that's what you experience. So this person is going to help you expect the best in everything, the joy, justice that's out there, openness, optimism, help you to be present and really feel your life purpose in a really epic way too. Sometimes we need people to open those doors for us to be able to see a little bit clearer, and they have that suitable personality that does that for you in a really beautiful way, group 2. Loving that. If you're new to my channel, hooray. It's so important to identify what we love, to see things in a way. And we do need people. My liberators are all the teachers out there that write the books, all the doctors, all the wonderful analysts, all the people out there that have studied for years in certain things, the relationship experts. They help liberate old ideas. You'll sometimes hear somebody say that and it's so outmoded, it breaks your heart, because you're like, have you opened a book in the last 20 years? It's like, no, that type of thing, where sometimes we need that person to lift that veil for us and go, no, that's absolutely not true. We can have whatever we want, whoever we want, move in the direction we want, and they are the kind of provider of that clarity for us. So gorgeous energy, group 2. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. Now we are on to number 3, which is snow leopard, the watcher. Now this particular attribute in a soulmate is wonderful, because this isn't someone who's talking all the time. This isn't someone who needs attention. A lot of people think that attention is respect, and it's very different. Respect is much more important and lasts much longer. Anybody can be in the limelight. Sometimes you see that in reality shows or whatever. All of a sudden a whole nation knows someone's name for a week or two, and a weird kind of thirsty behavior goes along with that, an unnatural behavior and stuff like that. But the watcher is somebody who moves slowly and could care less who is watching them, because they are observing the hell out of everything, what's going on in a room, who is saying, doing, and behaving certain ways. They are the assessor of the mood and the emotion, and they're going to be able to help you in a really epic way. They're also very fearless. I feel like this person has such a generous nature. They're going to help you do a couple things here. They're going to help you take your time and identify what you need in life. And yeah, I was feeling a lot of strength was coming from them. So they have these warrior attributes, which are fantastic. You know, strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. And I love this. Every day I have to do this. You know, it's one of those things. You have hundreds of people, at times thousands, going, wow, you know, I absolutely love your videos. You changed my life. I'm writing my book because of you, this and that. And I always feel right away I'm saying, you're doing it because of you, and you really are. I was just that weird little ember that sparked that, as are other people, an author you may read, somebody you hear. Everybody has something and someone they can connect to, and they all of a sudden it's relatable. They realize the true caring, whatever it is, the professionalism, the understanding, and they tune into that frequency. So I feel like we're all divinely directed to someone who is our frequency, and sometimes it changes. Like I remember watching a couple experts, and I was like, oh, I just love their perception of this. And I would really tune in and get that information. And and what really made me pay attention was the authenticity in their voice, the range, the caring, the fact that they had love. Because a lot of weird, there's a lot of weird people out there, and they say unsteady, unprofessional, uneducated, like weird guessing. I'm like, this is not, when it comes to medical things, it's like, I don't want any hypothesis. I want some factoids, please. There's all kinds of things out there, because everybody has all these huge stages they can speak from on social media and stuff. I'm sometimes like very wary, but your particular soulmate has this real skill. It is authentic. They are very disciplined. They're probably an earth sign, a real toughness. Like, things don't keep them down. It's like one of those things, a warrior spirit. I don't care if somebody thinks this about me. I don't care if somebody has more than me materialistically. They care about getting to the heart of the matter. They have this deep natural energy, enjoyment for helping others, protection of other people, environmentalism, stewardship, strength, structure, and real talent for this, vitality. They're probably very physically fit. A lot of natural warriors are. They know this. I had the weirdest thing when I had my kids right away. I was like, I need to get my black belt. I started working on my black belt right away. And I remember going twice a day. I was going to the afternoon and the night courses, and started working out, because I had this strange feeling that, what if my kids, because they have a lot of energy, what if they ever just ran in the ocean and started swimming really far away? What if they just ran out into the street? I always wanted to be fast and effective on being able to save and keep them safe. And it was a weird little trigger. I was at the beach, and this woman's child, she wasn't fit enough, that just ran off onto the rocks. And I was like, shit, there was big waves. There's all this crazy. And I remember just running after and grabbing them. And I thought, I always have to be able to do this for my children, or maybe people. You get this sense of, and you're going to be enveloped into this too, that, if I look after my body can be a conduit of help for other people that may not be able to, right? It's really wonderful. I feel like they're going to bring out your strength and heroism as well. And you're going to have a kind of beautiful teamwork that goes on, where you have this vision and this unity, and you feel secure, and you feel the self-reliance, all of that in a really beautiful way. And, it's really linked to like this invincibility, loyalty, and passage from childhood to adulthood, where you feel like you're capable of doing anything, and doing it well, and in a safe, beautiful environment too, which I really love. Now, this is saying, take your time learning any skill set, getting to a certain place, we don't have to hurry. We don't have to rush because we're going to miss details if we do that. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I was like the Mad Hatter. I don't know what turned my trigger so quickly. I think a lot of people came on my Instago, and a lot of people were asking questions. So I had a lineup of people and clients I need to do some things for. So I was rushing through Target. I ran Target. It's Ian's birthday and I had to get some stuff. I had my head in my phone. I hadn't been in Target in like 3 years, and they redid the whole thing. And the men's room was now the ladies' room and vice versa. I did not know this, so I went on autopilot, my face in my phone. I walked right into the men's room. I'm like, look at these weird toilets. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, and I pivot and run out, and two of the employees were laughing. They're like, we just waited here to see your face. I'm like, what up with that? It was so funny. You know what I mean, though? Take your time or you're going to end up in a men's room. Now, I love this polar bear. Now, this is about ancestors. Again, oftentimes we have this lineage that carries through with us, behaviors, beliefs. We have to really ask ourselves, are we endowed with the best ideas? Did we ever hear anything that might be prejudicial, strange, or, imbued in us that isn't serving us the best? And also, we also have our warrior strength of our ancestors. Really be proud of where you came from. I have a Nordic background of, unfortunately, they killed everybody and stole their silver, but besides that, they were great people. Like, go Norway, go. But no, they were seekers. They were brave. I mean, who gets on a boat when the water has huge chunks of ice? You take everything you have and you just go to a foreign place because, of course, they were looking for rich agricultural soil and all of that. And they were amazing. And it's like, I'm really proud of that history. And it has a lot of dignity and discipline to it as well. So where do they come from, and what kind of beautiful essence are they imbued with from this lineage themselves? Which I really love that, and I just feel like you guys are gonna have this whirlwind of bravery. You're gonna claim all your power. Your competency and what you do is going to be off the charts, and you're going to be feeling great, and this lifelong companion, it's really wonderful. So I'm loving that for you, group 3. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And I also feel like this is part of your symbolism. You'll probably see a lot of polar bears, and whatever, just things popping up, posters, all of this. It's really neat. And talk about strange symbolism and synchronicities. Ian's new car that he just bought yesterday. I always respond when people are like, oh, you changed my day, my week, whatever. I always say, aw, and then something else. And his license plate starts with AW. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. It's like just there's a pattern in there I haven't recognized. I think I just ran by the car. I still haven't even really seen everything about it. But you'll see certain things that are like derivatives of your warrior spirit too, where you're just claiming your power now. It's really beautiful. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read, if you want to come email me anything about it's under just a few weeks now that I'm going to England and doing private Stonehenge readings there. If you want to sign up, I have a couple spots that are left, and I can give you the information on that. You get the deck I use, and it's live right there with the stones in the background. I bring a crystal. It's really wonderful. I'm so excited, like I can't even get into it because I just lose my mind on how excited I am. So again, you guys, gratitude. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really excited for you. I was just inspired to do this right when I was going through my decks. I'm like, that's a kind of cool thing I'd want to know, all the energy and the spirit and the archetypes behind, my soulmate and where they're going to carry us on this journey. And I hope this was helpful. Please comment and let me know what you thought about this. Thanks so much, guys.